everyone. A very warm welcome to Brunch with Books Golden Quill Awards Celebration 2026. To all the distinguished finalists, participants, the BWB team, and our esteemed chief guest joining us from all around the world, thank you for being with us today as we come together for celebrating the power of stories, words, and creativity. Tonight, it is not simply about awards. It is about stories, imagination, courage, and people who chose to put their thoughts and emotions into words and share them with the world. Every story begins with an idea. Every poem begins with an emotion. And every writer writes with the courage to say, I have a story worth telling. Tonight, we are celebrating that courage. Brunch with Book was born from the shared passion of five authors who believe that books have the power to transform lives. It is a global literary talk show designated to cultivate a reading habit among busy, time poor individuals who seek meaningful engagement with great literature. Each episode delivers concise, thought provoking insights from timeless classics and transformational books distilled for impacts in minutes. Because we believe great books should not simply be read, they should be experienced, reflected upon, and lived. And this is the spirit behind our mission: inform, ignite, and inspire. Our vision is to build a global community of readers who apply books' wisdom to everyday life with an intention of helping people to gain clarity, confidence, and personal growth, even with limited time. And what better way to celebrate poets and storytellers than by hearing from someone who has dedicated his life to the craft of writing. It is my great honor to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Mike Lucas, born in Plymouth, England, and now based here in Adelaide. Mike is an award winning Australian author of picture books, young adult fiction, and poetry. His young adult fiction has been recognized by CBCA Book of the Year Awards and Prime Minister's Literary Awards. His picture book, Where is Chicky Monster, won 2025 Speech Pathology Award for Children and was highly commended in the Victorian Premier's Literary Award. From his debut novel, Olivia's Voice, to his latest novel, Don't Let Them Leave, published by Penguin Australia in 2026, he is published several books and poems and continues to create stories that entertain, challenge, and connect with readers. Beyond his writing, Mike is an honorary member of Children's Book Council of Australia, an ambassador of SA Premier's Reading Challenge, and a co-owner of Shakespeare's Bookshop in Blackwood. Mike, we are truly honored to have you with us tonight. Thank you for joining our celebration, for sharing your time, experience, and wisdom with our literary community. I request everyone to please join your hands and give a warm welcome of round of applause to Mike. Mike, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Sri. And hello, everybody, and greetings from Adelaide, rainy, stormy Adelaide today. Thank you for inviting me to talk at the Brunch with Books Golden Quill Awards. And congratulations to the shortlisted and winning authors and all those who took part as well. It takes courage to put your words on paper and for others to read and judge. I know because I've been there and I'm still on that journey. Now, I've written for as long as I can remember because I want to, but also because I need to. from teenage angst poems to short stories, nonsense poetry, picture books, and now novels. It's a way for me to use my creative side to express feeling, to teach, inform, and entertain. And I've always loved reading. I went through my teens reading Stephen King, James Herbert, Clive Barker. I have a love of horror books and movies. Now, I always read to my children before bed, and I can't understate the importance of raising children with a love of books. And when I visit schools or libraries, I know how inspired some children are because the children tell me afterwards. Because the teachers tell me afterwards, sorry. There are many people I know who don't read, but the people who do are usually the most understanding, accepting, and empathetic because they have lived parts of their lives through others' eyes. Now, a little bit about my career, my other career, because I'm not only an author. I'm a bit odd, as not only do I love words, but I also love numbers. I studied engineering at university and spent 15 years working in the manufacture of semiconductors in the UK and Switzerland. After that, I spent 7 years working as a contract manager for a construction company on electronics, pharmaceutical, aircraft, and nuclear industries. And in 2010, moved to Australia with my wife and 2 children, where I now work for the South Australian electrical distributor. We've been married for 31 years, have 2 children, aged 28 and 30. Becky runs a bookshop, Shakespeare's, as was mentioned, and a booking agency for creators, children's creators, putting them into schools and libraries. I don't follow sport at all. Sorry, everybody loves sport, but I don't follow sport at all. But I do run regularly, and I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. My wife and I visit the cinema about once a week, often to see horror movies. And I love music, particularly alternative music and punk music, and regularly go to concerts. Now, my writing career has been iterative. So that was my engineering career. Now onto my writing career. It's been a bit iterative from self-publishing to traditionally, and that's a very difficult thing to say, to traditionally published books, from small independent publishers to the largest in the world, Penguin Random House. I've gotten there because of patience and persistence. I've had many rejection letters, and I still get them. Anybody who writes should just take rejection letters as part of the writing experience. But what makes a successful author, as well as the talent, is the ability to keep going, not give up despite rejections, disappointments, setbacks, and all the hard work needed. And it is hard work. You also have to put yourself out there on paper and in person. You need courage and resilience, and you often have to get out of your comfort zones. Most authors, most creative people are introverts. I'm an introvert, definitely. And they find it hard to speak in front of people. I know I do. So when I was invited last year to host Sydney Writers Festival Young Adult Days in front of 1,800 people, there was a lot of sleep lost beforehand. And I think one of the photographs you had earlier showed me in front of 1,800 children. But I did it, and the feeling I got afterwards was amazing. So my writing career, I'm going to show you some books. So excuse me a minute. My writing career started with self-published. Can you see? Or you can't actually see the books, can you? But my writing career started with some self-published poetry books. In about 2002, we moved to Switzerland. I was there for a few years, and I always read to my children before bed. And then they went back to the UK a few months before me, and I missed reading to them. So what I started doing was sending them nonsense poetry. And after a few, I kept doing that for a couple of months. And then a few years later, I wrote a few more, and I had enough to put in a book. And I was running the London Marathon at the time. And what I did is I put them in a book, I sold the book, and all the money went to UNICEF as part of running the London Marathon. And because it sold so many books, I wrote more poetry books, self-published them. And up until 2010, I'd written and published 5 self-published poetry books. As I said, in 2010, we moved to Australia. And Australia is amazing in the fact that it's got a really high percentage of authors and a fabulous writing and creating industry. In the UK, I'd never met an author. I lived in Plymouth, which was a long way from anywhere where authors would be. when I came to Australia, there were authors everywhere. I can't actually get rid of them now. So when I moved to Australia, as well as being an engineer, we decided to open a bookshop. And from that bookshop, I immersed myself in the writing community. I met authors. I went to author talks. I joined a group called Scooby, which is a worldwide society of children's book writers and illustrators. I met a lot of authors. Some authors who have written no books. Some authors have written 100 books. And that was a really good thing for me to do, to immerse myself in the industry and learn the craft. I also, with my wife, hosted a radio show, a local radio show for several years. And it was during one of those radio shows that we were presenting that I met a publisher who offered to take on a book. And that book was called Olivia's Voice, my first picture book. And it became shortlisted for one of the CBCA Notable Awards. From there, I just went on to, once you get to write one picture book, you learn what works, you learn what doesn't work. And I went from the small local publisher to larger publishers. I had contracts for books that afterwards got cancelled. So even if you get a contract for a book, it's never too late for a publisher to cancel it, but you've got to live with those hard knocks. So I wrote lots of picture books, or 4 or 5 picture books. Now, part of my writing career was I wanted to write a novel. And in 2018, I lost the sight in one of my eyes. And being at work, I had 4 months off work. And I took those 4 months off work to actually sit down and write my first novel. And to get all that angst out of me, that worry, one of the main characters in it was a girl who has been blind since birth. And that book went on to be shortlisted for the CBCA shortlist, the Prime Minister's Award, and the Readings Book Prize. So I always tell children, this is how you turn a negative into a positive. If I hadn't lost my sight in one of my eyes, I would never have got my first novel out there, which is something I always wanted to do. Since then, I've gone on to write and publish 2 more novels with Penguin Random House. It's my dream publisher. They're the biggest publisher in the world. The most recent one, Don't Let Them Leave, was out only a couple of months ago. I've written and published a few more picture books. And also, the other thing to know as well is it's not all with the same publisher. So different publishers like different things. So even though you have one book published with with one publisher, you can they might turn down your next manuscript. So from there, as I say, I'm a picture book. I go from one end of the scale, cute picture books for smaller children, up to larger, scary books for young adults. Nothing really much in between. I've tried it a few times, but it doesn't work. And in the next 12 months, I have another novel out and 2 more picture books, and I'm always still writing. And I still get rejection letters, and you've just got to live with those rejection letters and learn what works and what doesn't work, because things change all the time. And I have to say, the writing community here, and probably the same everywhere, is one of the best communities in the world. Everybody is so helpful. There's no competition between people. Everybody helps each other out. So my advice to anybody who's starting out writing, an emerging writer, just keep going, enjoy it. And if you're like me, it's not because you want to write necessarily, it's because you need to, because it helps with your spiritual side of you. And good luck to everybody. All I can say is what a great group of, this is, what a great award ceremony this is. So good luck to everybody.
Thank you, Mike. And I think you didn't realize your video turned off.
Oh, so... I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yes. Do you mean? Yeah, I didn't see that. Didn't come up.
Yeah, no worries. Amazing talk, and we were inspired listening to you. And now I will bring you more to spotlight.
Yes, sorry.
The conversation. Conversation with you will start now, where we will be asking you a few questions, and you can answer to what you feel like. So the first one, I will request Siddharth to bring him in spotlight, and then we'll begin our conversation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, Mike, the first question which I want to ask you is, what inspired you to accept our invitation to be chief guest of the Brunch with Books Golden Quill Awards?
Well, from the very beginning of my writing career, people have helped me and given me inspiration, given me advice. As I said earlier, it's not like a lot of other industries where there's competition. Everybody helps each other. Everybody learns from other people. So when you ask me to come on here and give some words of inspiration, I'm always, you've got to give back what has been given to you. So all, groups such as yours are fabulous groups. People need them. People need to hear from other authors. They need to immerse themselves in the writing community, and just so what I'm giving back what has been given to me for me to be able to get to where I am today.
That's really, really amazing to hear. And we are blessed to have you here tonight. And I am just out of that happiness, I want to request you one more thing, that our theme for this year is stories that illuminate courage, connection, and change. Would you honor us by sharing one of your poems that reflect this theme? Because you have written ample poems, as we know. So choose just one of that, and do let us know that.
Yeah, sure. Look, what I've chosen actually is, bear with me.
Yes.
So my picture books are also poems. And this book, The Bookshop on Lemon Tree Lane, is all about change. So I thought this was the closest thing I've got probably to a poem about change. So I thought I would read it to you. I wrote it because we have moved the bookshop so many times in the past 15 years, and each time some things have changed and some things have stayed the same. So I can't really, I might be able to, no, I can't really hold it up to you, can I? No, I can't.
You can read the poem.
I'll read it.
As is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's a very old bookshop on Lemon Tree Lane. I go there with Grandpa some days on the train. It's soon going to change, and I think that's a shame, because the old things and new things are never the same. There's a rickety staircase and lamps on the walls and a bell that goes ding when a customer calls. The old shop has crannies, the old shop has nooks and places to hide in while looking at books. Sure, the floor tiles are chipped and the wall paint is peeling, and when it rains hard, there's a drip from the ceiling. But it's perfect on days when we're here by ourselves and the only new things are the books on the shelves. Books with mystery, magic, adventure and fun. There are so many stories, it's hard to choose one. Grandpa tells me each time that we come to the store, if these old walls could talk, they'd have stories galore. And Holly the bookshop dog stays at the back, but I know how to tempt her a small doggy snack. And I tell her, don't worry, it's going to be fine. Then we browse those old bookshelves for one final time. The following week, we go back into town. The old bookshop is empty. The sign has come down. There are workers with boxes. The doors open wide. They're holding them in, loading them into a van parked outside. Then they turn off the lights and they lock up the door, and my most treasured place in the world is no more. The trips aren't the same now for Grandpa and me. The old shop is gone, there is nothing to see, and Lemon Tree Lane feels so empty and grey. They have taken our fun and adventure away. For months there is crashing and smashing about. There are things going in, there is stuff coming out. There are walls coming down and some more going up. But whatever they do, it won't be the same shop. Now it's opening day and I hold Grandpa's hand. I'm feeling all funny, I can't understand who a building that now looks so different and new can do all the things that the old shop could do. The ribbon is cut and the doors open wide and we shuffle on through to see what is inside. There is so much to look at and things to explore that I wonder perhaps, do I like this shop more? They've rebuilt the bookshop on Lemon Tree Lane. I still go there with Grandpa some days on the train. They have changed lots of things, but they've kept the old name because new things from old things keep some things the same. And the little note I put in the back, which I'll just read, it takes about 30 seconds. Yep. All about change. Nothing stays the same forever. Things change, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Often it depends on who you ask, because we're all different. We change too as we live life's story. And every story is about change. This story, as you know, is about a bookshop changing from something old to something new. My bookshop has changed many times. It has moved to different places, but been contained within different walls and welcomed customers through different doorways to 1,000 different worlds. But there are some things that have stayed the same. There's that same feeling of excitement when you walk through the doorway, that same smell. Some of the faces are the same, and there's the same bookshop dog, though she's now a little slower in her greeting. We shouldn't be afraid of change, but if we can, we should embrace it and learn from it. And while we do, we can keep the memories of what used to be in our hearts.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that amazing poetry recitation.
Thank you.
We just loved that.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mike. And I will now like to proceed with the next phase of the event. And I will ask Dr. Siddharth Sen to introduce everyone with the agenda of today's meeting and the instructions which he will have to share with all of you all. Let's see what it is. And the cause for which we have started this BWB Golden Quill Awards 2026, it has much more meaningful than just an award. So let's hear from him. Dr. Siddharth Sen, over to you. Please speak. Let me put you in spotlight and you can.
Thank you so much. I'm hoping everybody can hear me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So I will just put everybody on mute, just that these instructions are clear. And when we proceed for the next part of the evening today, everybody is clear what to do and what not to do. So the instructions are basically, first of all, keep your phones on silent. This is part where, uncertainly there are some uncertain messages or things come up on the phone and we get distracted. So we want to make sure that the evening is quite protected from all that. So keep your phones on silent. Every participant present here, just make sure that you are not distracted by your phones. If you don't want to keep it on airplane, at least keep it on do not disturb mode. Okay. The second thing is that everybody who is a winner here will be given a chance to talk and share their journey, and there will be a process to do that. First, somebody from the BWB team will be sharing who is a winner. They will talk about the work which has won and a little bit about the work, and then the person will be brought on spotlight, whoever is the winner. Now that person on spotlight will be asked a question from the jury member, and they need to answer. And when they answer, we are expecting them to finish in a minute's time, not more than a minute, just that because there is a huge lineup here, we make sure we are not losing time for everybody who is present right now. And the last thing is that since the entries were in the English language and a native language Hindi, few of you who don't prefer to talk in English can actually speak in Hindi. So that is normal. And the jury member will actually translate what you said for everybody to understand. The preferred language of the session will remain English, but if you feel comfortable talking in Hindi, then do that. And it'll be fine to go ahead with that way. So that's the first part of it, the instructions. Hope everybody is clear about this. Now moving to the next one, where I want to move towards the agenda and overview. So let's see what is going to happen. So I'm going to talk about the award categories we had and which social causes we are linking ourselves to. In the next slides, we'll talk about that. Then I will pass the baton to Dr. Geeta Karyappa, who will talk about the jury members, the field they come from, and the very important part, the judging process. Once the judging process is discussed, is shared by Dr. Geeta will start the next part of it, which is award presentation, and which will be done by the BWB team itself. Now, once BWP team is doing the award presentation, we will do those spotlights with the people who have won and give time to those winners who have won and talk about themselves, some question which the jury member will ask. Like I said, it will be a 1 minute time which will be given. Once this all is done, we will have a groupie, and that's very important part because we want to see everybody, whoever was participating in this event, and we really want to be happy celebrating with you because it's a great evening for us as well. Lastly, we will talk about the vote of thanks and a closing from Shitapa Mahanti. That's how the agenda will be for the evening now. And moving to the next part, which was talking about awards category, the people who participate this in this BWB event, they already know that we had two categories here. One was a short story, typically 2,000 to 2,500 words, that was to be written in English. And the second part was a poetry, which was to be written in Hindi. Those were the two award categories we had. And the theme of the award was stories that illuminate courage, connection, and change. Like our esteemed chief guest also spoke about how courage, connection, and change actually has helped him reach the position he is in right now. We invited writers from all over the world to share short stories and poetries that inspired, brought reflection, and sparked change. These writings explored courage, resilience, acts of kindness, life lessons, human connections, and everyday heroism. We believe that heroism doesn't happen in a day. It takes persistent effort to become a hero, and hero is not made on an extraordinary day, but extraordinary heroes become when they become hero every day, working consistently towards their goals. So that was our awards theme. And the social cause we work towards is basically towards Himalayan sustainability, where we are helping the region of Himalayas to get greener again. There has been a lot of soil erosion and infrastructure changes, which has led to cutting of trees. So our initiatives have been towards growing more trees, sowing more trees, and these are trees which are food bearing trees, and the initiative has worked a lot, has created a lot of job opportunities for the local people there as well. So we are associated with the NGO Agas, which is quite renowned in the Himalayan area, has been working for more than 2 decades in this particular space. Then we are working for underprivileged child education, where children who don't get support for getting education are identified, and they are brought into the NGO schools, and they are given the right education. So it helps us making sure that anybody and everybody who whether they have the means to get educated wisdom or not, they are brought in, and they are educated till so to get confident in their lives, to find their job opportunities and lead a life of meaning. So that was the second social cause which we are working towards. The third one is elder home support, especially for the senior citizens. Senior citizens who are abandoned by their kins because they have grown old and they are useless to them. They are brought into senior citizen homes, and we are supporting some of those senior citizen homes where senior citizen also have a good place to live, good medical facilities, and most importantly, a community where they can share their heart till they leave the earth. So we make sure that we are dedicating these entries, the whatever we are getting the contribution from these entries towards social causes, and making sure that the society, the needful of the society, the needed ones in the society are getting the right opportunities to live a happy, abundant life. So with that, I think I will move to the next part where Dr. Geeta will talk about the judging process and the judges. So over to you, Dr. Geeta.
Thank you, Dr. Siddharth. A very good evening to you all. So I feel the energy and the excitement, surrounding this evening. And I would say it is with the same excitement that the BWB Book Talk Show took off in December 2025. And we haven't looked back ever since. Growing from strength to strength and from ideas to more initiatives, we thought to create opportunities for writers to share their literary voices. And we decided on a global platform for those with a story, a memory, or a life experience to share with the world. And thus, the Golden Quill Awards 2026 was born, a celebration of creativity, courage, and the power of words, culminating in the gala evening we proudly celebrate today. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the panel who judged the award-winning entries and share with you all the judging process as well. So we have Shritapa Mahanti, author of 15 plus books, founder of Thrive Words and Brunch with Books, a story coach with travel across 16 plus countries, bringing in a globally rich perspective to her work. And we have Dr. Siddharth Sen, an itinerant traveler, clarity coach, founder of Wise Owl House Publishing Company, and author whose stories are distilled into 50 plus published books. We have Sujata Tate, author of 10 plus books, educationist, TEDx speaker, resource person, and creativity coach who has trained and mentored countless educators and young minds. We have Jasbir Basu, a brilliant chartered accountant, speaker, and author of 7 plus books, whose soulful stories resonate with a wide audience. And I, Dr. Geeta Karyappa, professor of literature, creativity mentor and literary coach, author of 15 plus books, and whose travels around India and abroad helped shape my stories. So as you can see, the common thread that binds us is that not only are we authors, but we also brim with creativity and curiosity to know life and love to share our perspectives through stories. So judging this year's entries has been an inspiring journey. It was a great privilege and a responsibility too. Every story carried a unique voice, a different perspective, and emotionally resonated with us. So, choosing the finalists was both exciting and challenging because so many entries left a lasting impression. Of course, strong storytelling, structure, and presentation certainly stood out. The entries that truly stayed with us were the ones that not only fulfilled the evaluation criteria, but stirred our emotions, challenged our perspectives, and continued to resonate long after we had completed reading that article. So let me share these 5 criteria with you all, which we use to evaluate the winning short stories and poetry. So the first one on our criteria was the originality and creativity. So we looked at if the story idea was fresh, or even a familiar idea was presented in a unique way, and if it offered a new perspective or made us think differently, and also if it had a meaningful message or takeaway, and if it was relevant to today's social, cultural, or personal experiences. The second criterion was coherence. So we looked at if the story flow was good from beginning to end in its completeness, in its smoothness, in its seamlessness, and whether there was an effective creative structure like a clear beginning, middle, and an ending, and if all these connected smoothly to form one complete story or poem. And also, it was important for us to see if the characters were relatable and engaging, and their dialogue felt natural and meaningful and authentic, and if the story's flow or the poem's flow was doing really good to keep the reader interested. And our third criterion was language. So we just looked at if the language was clear and easy to understand. And of course, the basic grammar structures, components like spelling, punctuation, etc., was mostly correct because it would help the writer to express the ideas effectively. And we looked at that. If the ideas were expressed effectively by the writers and the language was smooth. The fourth criterion was style. So we were very curious to know if the writer's distinctive voice or the writer personality came through effectively and if they used the literary techniques effectively. So these literary devices like imagery, metaphors, symbolism, descriptive language, was it used effectively, subtly with depth and layers of meaning and nuances, emotional nuances? So we looked at that. And the most important was the last criterion was the emotional impact. We looked to see if the story that we read or the poem that we went through, would it be in our memory after we had completed reading it? Is it very memorable? Do we look at it and think about it, talk about it? That was very important for us. And also, if it connected with us emotionally or intellectually, and it inspired reflection within us, empathy, or conversation around it. So these were the 5 criteria we looked at while evaluating the short stories and the poems. I believe awards do more than recognize excellence at a particular moment in time, but they do not define the writer's journey. They encourage conversation around literature. They celebrate the courage of everyone who chooses to write, but they do not define the caliber of the writer. They may be able to talk about the journey to an extent, but not the caliber. And every accomplished author is a winner and had to keep enhancing their skills before they were celebrated. And every competition creates a community of storytellers. And such communities are those that keep literature alive. And this gives me great optimism and pleasure that the future of literature is really thriving. Thank you. Over to you, Shritapa.
Thank you, Geeta. That was really, I think all the participants and finalists would love to know what was the jury process, and you had explained it really well. So thank you for that. And now I think everyone is excited and waiting for the awards and presents to come over, and the time has come that we start with award distribution. So I will request Sujata Tate to take up the award presentation and begin with the candidate.
Thank you, Shritapa. I really feel privileged to call upon Dr. Neena Apra to receive the BWB Golden Quill Awards 2026. Dr. Neena, we found your story unbreakable, deeply moving. It's a powerful journey from years of silence and suffering to becoming a healer, a mentor, and a voice of hope. Your story reminds us that sometimes true courage begins with simply saying enough. Congratulations once again on being a winner, Dr. Neena. And In a minute, could you share with us how does it feel to have your story recognized on this global platform? Over to you, Dr. Nina. Are you there?
Hi, can you all hear me? Good evening. Hi, am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Sorry, I cannot switch on the camera now. I'm at work. And I won't say unfortunately because most of the weekends we are at work. But yes, I have managed to take out some time to at least listen to you all. And I'm so privileged and so honored and so fortunate that God is kind that I could express. I just did not think that I was writing a story. I thought I was just telling up something about myself. A part of myself was revealed in the story. So thank you for feeling the emotions that I wish to express. And let me tell you all that I have many such tales, the true stories hidden within me. And I hope in due course of time, I would be able to tell all those stories in different ways. And thank you so much for honoring me with this award. It means a lot because, as Shritapa also said, and all of you have already said, that these motivations are required. And I am really feeling very blessed that I decided to write and I decided to participate. And then I still can't believe that I could win. So thank you. Actually, my story won, my emotions won, and my courage to fight and then tell the story of my fight, share my story to the world has actually won. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank, thank you, Dr. Nina. We are now moving to the next winner, Archana Goel. I really feel privileged to call upon Archana Goel to receive the BWB Golden Quill Awards. Archana, your Hindi poem, Dard, really moved us. It beautifully captures a cancer survivor's journey from silent suffering to rediscovering her voice, her strength, and her identity. Congratulations once again on being a winner. Archana, in a minute, could you share with us how does it feel to have your poem recognized on this global platform? Over to you, Archana. Please unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So, first of all, I really would like to thank you. Thanks this BWB team from the bottom of my heart for recognizing my words and for giving me this opportunity and giving me this platform. So, this journey is my own journey, and these words are really from my heart. And so privileged, and right now I'm just speechless. I'm going blank because during this difficult time, it was really very hard for me to go through that period. And writing those feelings and expressing my pain, my those difficult phase in poetry, it really healed me during those time, and it really gave me strength to fight that moment. And really, I'm really thankful for recognizing my word, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Archana. We now move to the next winner. Over to you, Jasbir, to present the award to the next winner. Jasbir, are you there.
Thank you, Sujata. It's a privilege here today to be amongst all these award winners. The next award winner is Ayman Divanji for her short story Haunting. So let me brief you about the short story. Haunting is a story of a girl who gets lost in the jungle. There are some men who are following her, and she's completely powerless, while the men possess physical strength and control. She enters a mansion which is supposedly haunted. Now, the entire gist of the story is that evil may appear powerful in the moment, but justice has a way of finding its voice even beyond death. It explores the idea that a person's values can become their legacy. The former police officer's ghost is there in that mansion, and it shows his commitment to justice, which was so strong that in the story's supernatural world, even death could not end it. The story combines crime, suspense, horror, and supernatural justice. So, congratulations, Ayman, for having won the award. I think Ayman is not there today in this meeting, and I'm sure she would have been thrilled and overjoyed to share her, what she felt about having won this award. And congratulations again, Ayman. The award will be sent to you. Thank you. So the next award is in the poetry category. Congratulations, Parnita Sharma. Your poem, Ek Model Ka Taj, is a beautiful poem. The poem conveys that a model's true crown is not beauty, fame, or accessories, but the confidence, resilience, hard work, and courage that shape her journey. It highlights that behind every graceful step lies determination, passion, and inner strength which make her truly shine. Congratulations, Parnita, for being a winner. I understand you cannot switch on your camera, but I would love to know in less than a minute, how does it feel to be globally recognized on the BWB?
Sorry, I'm extremely sorry for not being able to switch on the camera because just like for time being, I'm going for a shoot currently regarding my upcoming book. So yeah, definitely I really love this platform for giving me the honor to win award for my poetry that is Ek Model Ka Taj. And I really thank to all the jury members and all the judges for giving me this award. And mostly I started writing when I was just in class 9. And now I am a nationwide author. Like I am even a record holder, like national record holder. And even yesterday from Indian Book of Records also I received a call for being the youngest author to write on the topic of a generation gap and the bond of a mother and daughter. So hope so you all will read my upcoming books too. Thank you so much and extremely sorry for this situation.
Congratulations, Parnita. So great to hear your story. So now I hand it over to Dr. Siddharth to announce the winners ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, Jasveer. It was really interesting. We have been hearing from the winners themselves how these stories and poetries have changed them, healed them. Very interesting journey they have gone through. The next part of the short story category, the winner, Rhodesia from Philippines. I don't know if Rhodesia is there. Let me just check. No, I see she was actually traveling, so she has not been able to join. But her short story, Diaspora, has won Creative Excellence Award, and I'm so happy for her. Diaspora is a very unique story. It talks about a situation when Earth has already died and they are moving from Earth to a new planet. They are in a space in the space, and they are actually deciding on which planet they will be moving to. So the story actually is a very emotional one when where she talks about love of how we all love Earth, our dear Earth, but that love when it is turning into pain, what it means. So she talks about that. She talks about rebirth, and she talks about the grief of leaving Earth is like getting back to dust, becoming dust. So it was a beautiful story which when we read, we all were very emotionally touched by the storyline, and the newness of the story thrilled us, enthralled us. So congratulations, Rhodesia. I'm sure when you see this, you will be very happy. So this award goes to you. Congratulations. And since you are not there, we will move to the next person. So the next person is in the poetry category.
Hi, Dr. Sid.
Hey, hi, Rhodesia. Okay, you are there. So let me try to spotlight you. Give me a minute. Hello. Okay. Yeah, that's great that you could join, Rhodesia. Thank you so much. I would like to know from you, like being part of this global event, what is the feeling right now you are going through, and what is the message of from your side to anybody reading your book?
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Sid. Good afternoon, everyone. And I am very thankful and very humbled and honored also, of course, that you appreciated the story that I wrote. It was actually inspired when during the time when there were wars going on in the Middle East, and then there were news of nuclear them using nuclear weapons. And so it sprung from there, the idea of people leaving Earth and then going to other planets and seeding their civilizations in other planets. But then, of course, since there are so many kinds of people, there are good people who will be bringing good things to other planets, and there are also uh, not so good people who might be bringing their greed to other planets. And then the protagonist there, the old woman, she was given the choice of life and death by her children, and then she chose to die with Earth, and her dust be a seed among the stars. So basically, that's the story. And well, my message to everyone who would like to write, don't be intimidated by AI. AI is really very good. It's a drunk genius actually. But humans, we experience. AI doesn't have that. We experience, we feel the emotions. We we are the ones who can convert those emotions and experience into something meaningful that the others can read, probably not during our time, probably in the next generations to come, and that they may probably use in their own lives. So that's the beauty of writing. Long before we are gone, long before our hearts have stopped beating, people can still hear and feel our heartbeat. So thank you very much, Dr. Cedar. I won't take too much of your time. Thank you, everyone. Have a pleasant day ahead, and may God bless us all.
Great. Thank you so much, Rhodesia, for joining in. And what you shared is quite a meaningful one. It is for everybody of us to understand that we are part of a very beautiful planet, and we should be saving our planet in any way we can. So thank you so much for joining in. Let me move to the next category, which is the poetry one, and let me share again. So in the poetry category, the next winner, Seema Garg, for her poetry "Ji Chata Hai." Now, "Ji Chata Hai" is in Hindi, um, but the poetry is universal. "Ji Chata Hai" means what we all like to do, like our heart wants to go towards. So the poetry is about the lows and highs of life. The what we feel like is a boon, uh, and how do we actually treat that boon? So I feel the poetry has been written so beautifully. The lines can touch anybody's heart. And most importantly, when we were reading it as part of the judging process, we all were enthralled with the words chosen and how you have beautifully portrayed your emotions and the likings and what you can get from the universe so easily and so beautifully. So thank you so much, Seema Garg. Congratulations. I think you are there in the call. Let me just
Yeah.
find you out. Wow. Thank you, Seema, for joining in here. And we are really excited to see you as a winner. My question for you is, being part of this global event, what is the feeling you have right now? And what is the message you want to convey to your readers who are going to read it?
Thanks so much. So, what am I feeling? I am overwhelmed. So, thanks. It's a great pleasure to be here and to be chosen as a winner. I didn't even, I mean, I wrote and I didn't think that I'm going to make that far. But it's wonderful to really be here amongst the winners. And it's the poem. This is really a very honest poem that I wrote, and without any covers. I was just thinking from the heart, and then I thought, okay, let me just submit it. No, I mean, I didn't think at that point of time about winning or losing, because when you think about life, I don't think that comes to your mind. And it's a wonderful thing to see that people are able to appreciate. And my how you said that your my poem was able to touch the hearts. I think then I have really won. And my message would be that I feel that it's a great thing that we are able to express ourselves, because when we express, one person expresses, is touching the pain of so many other people. So having that talent, I think it becomes so necessary that we write, and we write wonderfully, so that we can put that pain into words and put that happiness into words as well, so that that becomes, I think that becomes my duty. And I was reading some time back, some artist had mentioned this, that if you have a heart, if you have an art, you must use it. So I'm very, very inclined to use it, and this award really adds to my encouragement. Thanks a lot for this recognition.
That is great. Lovely to hear from you, Seema. So thank you so much for joining today, and your award is really for a work which you have done so incredibly well, I would say. You didn't expect it, but we when we were choosing, we were really enthralled. So thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you so much.
Now, moving to the next part, I will hand over to Dr. Geeta. Let me spotlight her again.
It's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the short story category, Dr. Archana A. Shankar for her winning entry, More Than a Match. So this story reflects self-worth, dignity, education, and breaking harmful societal conditioning. Her protagonist Aarti's transformation from a girl judged for her appearance to a doctor who inspires an entire village was both emotionally resonant and a powerful challenge to deeply rooted societal prejudices. Congratulations to Dr. Archana. Congratulations to you, Dr. Archana. Your story
Thank you.
brought together all the themes into a single clear narrative. I really loved it. And I want to ask you to share briefly how it feels to be honored on the global platform as a winner of the Golden Quill Awards 2026. And if you have a message to share with us all.
Thank you, Dr. Geeta. And it is honestly being recognized by the Golden Quill Awards is incredibly special and at the same time deeply humbling too. For me, this recognition is not just about an award. This story, More Than a Match, is very close to my heart.
No, I think her screen is stuck. Yeah.
Archana, Dr. Archana, if you're hearing us, that was wonderful. And your story conveyed the greater message to the society and such a motivation to the girl child and for the society to change their prejudiced mindset if it is existing in that particular area. Thank you so much. And now we are moving on to the next award category, that is poetry. Now it is my privilege to announce the winner of the poetry category, Madhuri Sharma, for winning entry Atript Man. This is a deeply philosophical and spiritual poem rooted in the concepts of Vedanta, Advaita, Karma, and rebirth, conveying an inner journey of transformation. And it reads like an inner dialogue between the individual soul and the universal consciousness, exploring why the mind remains restless despite countless experiences and lifetimes. Congratulations, Madhuri Sharma. Congratulations once again, Madhuri Sharma. Your poem traced the soul's journey from silence and suffering to hope and self-discovery with a powerful emotional depth. And I want to ask you briefly to share in how does it feel to be recognized on the global platform, and what were your feelings when you created this poem?
मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगी, आप लोग अगर समझ पाते हो तो। सबसे पहले आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि मुझे इस लायक समझा और मेरी कविता को आप लोगों ने सम्मान दिया। इतने बड़े मंच पे रिकॉग्नाइज होना बहुत बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि मैं एक हाउसवाइफ हूँ और सारे काम के बीच में टाइम निकालकर थोड़ा बहुत लिखना, जब माइंड में बहुत कुछ चलता रहता है तो थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है। लेकिन फिर भी जब भी बैठती हूँ तो थोड़ी सी स्पिरिचुअल हूँ, पढ़ती हूँ, बहुत सारे ग्रंथ पढ़ा हुआ है, तो उसी का जो भी थोड़ा बहुत निचोड़ है वो मैंने लिखने की कोशिश की थी। तो आप लोगों को अच्छा लगा, इसके लिए मतलब मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि आप लोगों ने पसंद किया, मतलब मेरी उस भावना को समझा, जो मैंने लिखा है उस चीज को आपने समझा, इसकी मुझे बहुत बड़ी खुशी है। क्योंकि शायद सबके बस की बात नहीं है, जो मैंने लिखा है वो इस स्पिरिचुअल पाथ पे है तो ही समझेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं समझ पाएंगे। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप लोगों का तो एक बार फिर से करती हूँ, और मेनली सिद्धार्थ जी को जिन्होंने मुझे ये मौका दिया, बहुत मोटिवेट किया कि नहीं आप डालो इस पे, क्योंकि मैं प्रतिलिपि पे लिखती हूँ तो हिंदी ही ज़्यादा लिखती हूँ, तो उतना पता नहीं मुझे, बहुत सिंपल सी हाउसवाइफ हूँ, लेकिन उनके मोटिवेशन के कारण आज मैं आप लोगों के साथ हूँ तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत प्राउड फील कर रही हूँ कि आप लोगों के बीच में एक स्थान बना पाई मैं। दैट्स इट। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सभी का।
Thank you, Madhuri Sharma. And as you have mentioned, that you said you are a simple housewife, but I feel you are very profound and you have mentioned that you have read so many spiritual books, you read a lot and you write whatever feelings that, comes to you. And you're so happy that we have appreciated the poem, which is a spiritual depth. And only those who will be traveling on that spiritual path are able to understand, and you are so appreciating that we have understood this poem and we have loved it, and you try to write every time, and your gratitude to Dr. Siddharth for motivating you all the time. And yeah, thank you so much. And it was a wonderful, wonderful poem. I loved it because I love spirituality, and it's a part of my life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I hand it over to Dr. Sritapa. Thank you.
So our next category for short story will be Divyajot Kaur. Congratulations, Divyajot. That was an amazing story. The Salt of Broken Throne. I'm not sure if she is here, but she had written a beautiful story which masterfully creates a girl Hazel who is princess of her dad and family. She has always been pampered at home, and she was treated like one who gets everything from the family she is raised in, and has never seen pain or other things which life will come unfold before her. And when she gets married, her life totally changes, and that's when she understands that she has used very beautifully the domestic survival by using this metaphor of salt versus sugar, acts as a powerful literary device, elevating that emotional impact of her protagonist Hazel's empowerment, and how she gets back her strength with an encouragement of another woman who shows her to fight back for her own life. So that was so beautifully written and it touched our hearts. So thank you, Divya Jyot, for such a beautiful short story. Congratulations. And I think not around. So I will move to the next category, that is poetry from Momita. And she has written a poem, Ek Ehsas. So just to brief on how her poetry is, it's a very beautiful Hindi poem where she expresses her inner feelings of love, a very pure and divine emotion of unrequited love and longing. She expresses a feeling of a woman which she wants something, she desires, but she knows that it is just within her and may not be, reciprocated equally by the other one. So how that feeling can be, lived with in a woman's life is what she has beautifully expressed as part of her story, and it is so relatable and so touching that I think we all loved reading that poem. Thank you, Momita, and congratulations once again. Oh, now it is the fun time. We have completed all our winners, and we have arrived that moment of the evening where we all will be there in spotlight. And before we move there, I know we have participants also joining us. So I will like to give a big round of applause to all the participants, because I want to say every individual had submitted amazing stories, and it was really challenging for us to score the winners, to find our best 10. But saying so, congratulations, everyone. I think everyone is fantastic, and your participation, your writing, your courage to share your story means a lot. So keep that going. With this, Siddharth, bring all of us together. Let's have a groupie.
Okay, so we are going to have a groupie. I would ask everybody to put a heart so that we appreciate the winners and the participants. Everybody, it's basically
Participants can
our
also turn on their cameras.
yeah.
Everyone is welcome.
Everybody can turn on their camera. And I think we have, I think a few of them are not able to, but we should be good to go. Let me try one more. Okay. Yeah, I think Poonam is there. Let me try one more. Okay. So thank you so much. We are a nice groupie.
Take now, take now. Everyone is there in one frame.
Okay.
Take now one.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Okay, over to you, Shitapa.
Thank you. And yes, the evening is not over yet. There are a lot more things to be said, to be celebrated. So I will like to thank you all for this amazing evening. So, as we have come to the end of Brunch with Books, Golden Quill Award 2026, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you, uh, and to my BWB team, to all the participants, to winners, and the esteemed chief guest who made this celebration so special. And Mike, thank you for being with us, for sharing your insights, and for inspiring all the writers tonight. It is truly an honor to have you here. And this is our first award ceremony, and that's why it's very special to
Thank you
begin
so
with
much.
you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. What a fabulous ceremony. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you. And I look forward to present you a memento in person as a token of our appreciation. So we will meet soon.
Thank you.
So,
Look forward
yes.
to it.
So our celebration in person is pending. So to all our winners and participants, heartfelt congratulations. Your creativity, your courage to share your work have made this celebration even meaningful. So part of this, as a part of our goodwill, all the winners will be also receiving opportunities for podcast, anthology, and social media promotion. So you will receive an individual invitation from BWB Core Team for your BWB podcast sessions, and you can share your creative journey with our audience. So that's not the end. You will be receiving your digital certificates and your physical awards, which you saw in screen. So it will be sent to you by next week. So I hope that raised some more excitement. And BWB team is also compiling the selected creative work from this celebration into a Golden Quill Award anthology, giving these wonderful stories and poems another opportunity to reach the readers. So this is just the beginning. And I'm sure if this is exciting, please let us celebrate more. And our entries for next year will be opened now. So if you know someone who is a writer, a poet, a storyteller who has a potential to be part of this literary journey, please spread the word and encourage them to participate. Interested candidates can join the waitlist for the next year's award participation, and we will notify them when our registration begins by the list of entries which we receive. And a heartfelt thank you to my amazing BWB core team. Without you, nothing was possible, and I have tremendous pride in saying that what we had started as a dream has come true. We had announced on 31st of December 2025 that we will come up with this award ceremony, and today we have done our first BWB Golden Quill Awards uh, celebration 2026. So for all your dedication, tireless efforts behind the scenes, we all know the late night late night work we have put into. So thank you for that, and we all deserve a big round of applause. So let's celebrate this award with the power of words and the courage of people behind them. On behalf of Brunch with Books, thank you for being part of this journey. Keep writing, keep creating, keep inspiring. Don't forget to follow our YouTube channel, Brunch with Books. Good night. Good night, everyone. Congratulations once again. And do celebrate and party tonight. Thank you.